Thanks for having let me come talk to you about AngelsH2O International. Let me give you a little bit background first, how AngelsH2O started. The founder is a chemist. He was one of the chief chemists for Pfizer Corporation for over 30 plus years. He wanted to adopt a kid. So he went to Vietnam to adopt a child. What he found out, the water is contaminated. A lot of kids getting all kind of diseases, dying, and he said to himself, I have to do something, invent something. So when he came back to the state, him and a bunch of chemists from Pfizer Corporation start working on a solution. Solution whereas at that time, all what they want to do just improve the bacteria in the water. What they discovered, or what he ended up discovering after he retired from Pfizer, he kept on working, testing it. What he discovered phenomenal solution. Not only improve and kill all the bacteria in the water, this specific product does miracle with a lot of things. One of it is he was visiting in Guatemala. One child was cold, didn't have any place to stay. She was sleeping with the dogs, and she got infected with all kind of diseases in her skin. So they took her to the dermatologist and the hospital, whatever. They couldn't do anything. They said, we can't do anything to it. It happened, he was in that country, and he heard about it. He went and he said, listen, why don't you use my product, mix it with the shampoo. You don't have anything to lose, just mix it with the shampoo, have a shampoo and take bath with it. 1 week later, she was 100% cured. And it's recorded in Guatemala in their medical sector. It's all 100% proof. And there is numerous products. So what he tried to do is try to sell his product, not sell it, almost like contribute to the product through his Methodist church throughout the world. He's been doing it for over 16 years. Not even one single bad report came out of it. It's been approved by numerous health departments, Chile Health Department. Today or tomorrow, Ghana the health department is going to approve it. In China, it dissipated within next week. India will approve it, and already been passed through a number of tests in the United States, the Environmental Petroleum Agency and numerous agencies. They have inspected the plant, the manufacturing plant in Michigan. The product is manufactured in Michigan. We get involved, or I get involved with the company is we create. It used to be called AngelsH2O. We changed it to AngelsH2O International, whereas we will license worldwide. Currently, we have under contract license 23 countries, and by the end of this year, we anticipate another 15 to 20 more countries will be licensed with the product. The product could be used by multiple facets. Let me just walk you a little bit through the website. Okay. First, this here basically tell you what's AngelsH2O. Give you a little information. But by the way, I have here, I printed 5. I didn't know how many people here. Basically, some questions people ask, and we give them the answer. So if anybody interested, it's in very detailed. It gives you lots of information about it. AngelsH2O, we have it tested on a regular basis. We test it in pond, we test it in sewer, we test it everywhere you could find water. One of the people at the Pentagon, basically, they asked, how could your product actually work? What is the difference between your product and there's other product who use a tablet? Big difference. Our product does not leave any residue, does not leave any odor, and 100% healthy. It doesn't harm any human being. You could use it in washing clothes. You could use it to wash fruits, vegetable. You could use it to wash fish. And some of the fishing company who breed fish, they use our product, and that will help build more meat into the fish and help the fish. Our product is, I give you just a couple things, is made out of zinc and copper. We add these two ingredients. Now, we also add number of other ingredients to it. Currently, we manufacture it in numerous types. This is one of the product, this 1 inch. This will purify 300 gallon. All what it take is 1 gallon. This is, by the way, this, I filled it up yesterday from the water hose from my house. I filled it up, which is city water. I put just 1 drop. You shake it, and you let it sit for half an hour, and you could drink it 100% healthy, 100% pure. And anybody interested to taste it, you're welcome to taste the quality of the water. If anybody have a tester, you could test it. We could test it in any water. We could have open hose here, like from the city, water coming in. We tested before, and after we use our product, we test the difference, and you can see major difference between the two. We always recommend 1 drop per gallon, what we call for a treated water. Treated water, such as like City of Dayton water, we consider that as a treated water because they run it through chlorine, through filters, through other processes. That's what we call some treated water. This will kill all the bacteria, the allergy, will eliminate all of the odors. You don't smell it. Now, if you are at the river, like Ohio River, it's going to be almost 30 feet, maybe tonight, they say. We tested it. We take the gallon, we fill it up from the river. That's untreated water. All what would require 2 drops of this per gallon. Again, you shake it. Half an hour later, 100% pure, ready to eat, ready to drink. There's another thing. If the water is muggy, like with muds, whatever, the coloring, and it is brownish, so on and so, it will require 24 hours for it to be 100% clear. But half an hour after you put the product into it, it's healthy to drink, but it still have the color, but doesn't mean it's not healthy. The color will be eliminated after 24 hours, similar to what we have here. Let's see if it's in this one here. This one here is, Tony, is your skin. That's where you could use it in these different applications. Even like some hospitals, they use this product instead of using the alcohol to sterilize their instrument. They use water, they drop this, soak it, and it's 10 times better than using the alcohol. And they are using it in numerous hospitals. It's already tested over and over and over, so it is very good. Now, the other, I apologize, I'm using Tony, I don't know how to use your computer. So. Okay, this is the product. We have 2 types at the present time. This is what we have, this product. The other one is the cream. We have a cream where you could put it on your skin, on your hair, different places where you have some irritation. It will take care of it. It will clear it up. Oh yeah, this is good. Okay, this is, let me go up here. Okay, let's see that. Okay, this here, you could, that's different place, time, place you use it, but let me see the research. This is our research. Okay, it's approved by the NSF. This is different type of research is done. And if you look on the bottom here, this water is brownish color. It's taken from Lake Michigan. After 24 hours, it become 100% clear. But half an hour after we took this, we tested if it could be drinkable, healthy water. Yes, it was. You could drink it. A pothole, if you're driving in an area where there's a pothole of water, you need water, fill it at the gallon, put 2 drops of these, half an hour later, it's healthy to drink. What I'm trying to do is give you just a small synopsis of the company about this product. We are currently shipping product today to Venezuela. We're shipping container to Nigeria, and also we're shipping one to Ghana. Next week there will be 3 containers going to Ghana. We manufacture, this is what we call 1 inch. We have the 3 inch. We manufacture it also in 1 gallon, and we manufacture it in 55 gallon, almost like a drum. In the US, we cannot sell the 55 because we need to have another set of approval with the EPA. But we could sell this product, the 3 inch, and the cream, and the gallon. Outside United States, we sell it by 55 gallon drums. Depend who is our licensee, who is the distributor, whether they use it. We have a company in Sierra Leone, water company. They spent fortune on trying to purify the water to bottle it, and they cannot get it perfect. I was there, I was in Freetown about 3 months ago. I was in Freetown, met with them. At that time, I took with me 4 gallon, and they tested it. Today, they are one of our customers. They reduced the type of filtering they need. They reduced the amount of chlorine they use. They reduced a lot of the chemical currently they are using. And basically, the water, they tested it, is almost 200% better than they were trying to use all the filtration, all the chemical they use, try to get the water into their bottles. Any question?
What about lead and chlorine? Does it clean out the minerals?
It will clean up certain products. This is the questions you could ask. If you look, what will, and also it's, if you have time on our website, we have what we call question, frequent asked question. In frequent asked questions, each one of these, that's what I printed it, the questions and the answer behind it, to give you some more depth, because a lot of people, they don't have time to sit down, click on each one of these and try to understand it. But it will take lots of allergy, lots of bacteria. It will clean. Now, one question I was asked before, how long this product will last? Like every other product, you need to monitor it. If you put it in a sealed container like this, there is, we say every 6 months just check it. But technically, according to our chemist and according to some of the tests we have, you could keep it in this indefinitely. There is no time limit to it. But if you put it in a pond or in a certain area, but the water constantly is moving till the zinc and the copper completely dissolve, the life shelf will stay till they all dissolve. Then you have to add more. Marriott Hotel in Michigan, they tested it in 2 of their pools. What they were doing each year, you know, Michigan, everything freeze in the winter time. They cover, and when they open, it's all freeze. They put a lot of chlorine to clear the water, a lot of allergy to clean it. So we tested it 2 years ago. We took 2 of their worst pool they have, and we took the size, how many gallon, and we add our product. 2 months later, we add the same amount into it. When they opened the pool was crystal clear, absolutely no energy, no allergy, nothing. Absolutely, you could drink out of it. And today we're negotiating with Marriott to use our product on all their chains in the pools, and also to supply the guest rooms, so every guest in their hotels or resorts, whatever, when you open the water, you could actually drink out of it. That will put some of the bottle company out of business. So,
I have a question, George. In the paper a few days ago, it talked about the infrastructure of all the old and deteriorating water pipes, you know, going, and also the runoff of the runoff of the fertilizers and everything. And it says it's going to cost Ohioans over billions of dollars to replace these and to keep the lakes clean. How could AngelsH2O International help reduce the cost, and
well,
any ideas?
If we inject our product into the lakes and into the ponds, that's going to, the cost is a phenomenal cheaper, and it's going to improve it tremendously. But as the water keep on floating, you have to constantly keep on
Replenish it,
injecting.
yeah.
But the same thing with them. They have to keep injecting chlorine, various other chemicals to keep it clean. But the cost in comparison, like using chlorine is a man-made. You have to constantly mix it with the chlorine. With this, it could be automatically injected. If we have a float of water, let's say 1 million gallon per minute or per hour, we have a software where it will give you how many you need to inject every hour. So the water, and also it will not kill any fish. It will eliminate all the bacteria. It will eliminate all the allergy. It will eliminate all the green you find it around the lakes, whatever. It's just clean the whole thing. But with reference to the pipeline underground, that's a different story. We have nothing to do with that, because that's where they spend a lot of money, almost like with Vectron right now here they're changing all their gas line. That's an expense.
A question. The pipelines are corroding because of the minerals.
Mhm.
This would eliminate the
This would
minerals at the
eliminate
beginning of the source.
Yes.
Okay, so that
You
would,
will not have this problem after you install it. You won't have this problem if you're constantly using the product. But you have to monitor it. You have to make sure if the amount of water is running through constantly, it have to be injected to make sure the product is penetrated. Otherwise, almost like you're taking a cup of coffee, you put 1 or 2 drops into it, okay? Next thing, you drink the coffee and you put fresh another cup, and you don't put any chemical. You defeated the purpose. If you add more, you add more. You constantly keep on adding. But our cost, in comparison to what their cost, our cost, I would say, 200% cheaper versus what they charge. Yes, ma'am.
Why are cities using this then, or is anybody putting this into their filtration systems?
It's individuals that are using it.
Just
Right now, we are talking to water companies, and they are a little bit scared. The reason for it, it's politic.
Okay.
It's more part because the chlorine is monitored by certain department, and basically sooner or later it's going to. In Venezuela, a new bottling company, they were going to use the old-fashioned chemical. They're going to be using our product.
So other countries are using it,
Yes.
this country is not.
Believe it or not, we always here in the United States, and frankly, I know you guys know I have an accent. I've been here 54 years, and I didn't have an accent till my parents moved in, and all of a sudden I have an accent. I grew up in New York, and I didn't speak their language for years. They came in, I started, and all of a sudden I got the accent, and I cannot get rid of it, which I have no problem. Anyway, United States, the water is not very good. I grew up in New York. You can't drink the water in Manhattan. You go to my kids were some were born in Connecticut and in New Hampshire. You can't drink their water, and yet it's beautiful. There is lakes. There's you can't. It's bad water. Why? The type of chemical they use, the old-fashioned line they're running through it, the rust coming through. So basically, it's not healthy. That's why, for years, when they start selling the water, the bottled water, it start growing. Now all of a sudden, everybody. To give you an idea, I'm leaving today to Florida. My daughter, she lives in St. Petersburg, and the water there is terrible. So I stayed at her house while they were vacationing in Europe, and she bought the 5-gallon, and she put it. And I have my problem. She had like 4 of them empty, only 1 left. She left me 1. I filled the 4 of them with her garden hose from outside. I filled them up, and I put 5 drop in each one of them, because 5 gallon. I put 5 drop. I shake them. I left them there. The 5-gallon inside was finished. I did the same thing. When they came in, they drinking water. She said, "Dad, did you change water company?" I said, "Why?" She said, "This water is good." I said, "No, it's the water hose from your garden." She said, "It can't be." I said, "Yeah." I said, "That's what we use. I keep telling you using it, but you're reluctant. You are still using the old-fashioned. Because the guys, they deliver to you every week 4-gallon, 5-gallon. You get used to it. And how much that cost you?" She said, "About $7 or $8 for each one of them." So I said, "In total, you spend close to a couple $100 a month on water." She said, "Yeah, approximately." I said, "With this one here, $5 for 300 gallons. And that's what she's using now. My son, he's an attorney in Tampa. That's what he's using. And my other son, he will be 33 tomorrow. He's running our operation in London, Africa, and the Middle East. That's what he's selling, and that's what he uses. He already have a bunch of his friends using it, and they swear by it because they saving fortune, and they drinking 100% pure, healthy water. You could take it, take it to any lab in the world, and take the most expensive bottled water, have them make the comparison. You be the judge
Can
of
it
it.
work with seawater? Does it desalinate?
No. In 2 years, I'm stepping in 2 years, we already have a problem for the seawater. We already have so. In 2 years, we will be introducing our other product, which will drop the seawater. The salt of it will penetrate lower. The water will float upward. You put our product into it. So like almost 2-stage process. The chemist, eight of our chemists, they are working on trying to make it into 1-step process instead of 2-step. And after they complete it, then we run it through the labs and test it and check it, and then if we want to sell it in the United States, we run it through the EPA and everybody else to get it all approved. But that's, right now, no. You cannot, it will not work on salt water. It will work on every water, even if you urinate it will purify it and it's drinkable water, healthy water. But not salt water. And yes, sir.
I think our digestive system needs bacteria. How does that work?
This will help. This will eliminate all the bacteria in your system, except if you, the health department in the United States require little chlorine added to it, just tad of chlorine. This will allow, but also will eliminate all kind of allergy, all kind of diseases, everything else. This will help your digestive system. I have a problem because I had 13 years ago. I have operation, what we call it, Whipple procedure. I don't know if anybody know what Whipple. I had the Whipple procedure, and they took part of my stomach, part of my intestines. I used to take Zantac, the 150 milligram Zantac. I stopped it 3 years ago by drinking this water. I haven't touched it. I could eat anything, spicy, no spicy, anything. Drink a glass or 2 glasses of this water. Didn't have to bother with it. And try it. It's not going to hurt you. And you're welcome to taste. If anybody have a cup, you're welcome to taste the water. This is the
cups
water.
back there, huh?
And you be the judge. I'd be glad to taste it first. So if you think it's you, I'd be glad to be the first who taste it. Yes, ma'am.
I think what Ralph was referring to is what they now call the microbiome, and your gut flora and all the thousands of types of bacteria that are healthy for us to have in our intestines. And so the question I think that he's asking is it going to hurt those?
No.
What kind of testing have they done to give assurances that that's not going to?
Well, the testing they did, it will only kill bacteria in the water itself, have no effect on a human. Whatever you have, a bacteria, whatever you have within your system, it will not affect. It means it's not giving you additional bacteria or additional to. So whatever your body is generating, still going to generate. This basically almost like drinking a glass of water, okay? With the exception, this is more pure, more healthier than that water itself. But it's going to help you. Healthy-wise, it's going to help you. And we did not do that specific test, okay? And so I can't talk about if it will take. I doubt it very much if it will take it, because they've been drinking it now, testing it for over 16 plus years. And I don't know if you heard about when Chile have problems, all kind of with water, hurricane, all kind of thing happen in Chile. We sent this product that we donated to over 50,000 family, and not even one single complaint, not even one problem. Even the Prime Minister, the Ministry of Health, immediately approved renewed the health approval. They said this is the best thing we have ever, and is inexpensive. So that's why I said, anybody want to try our product, take it to your water department, take it to your water company, test it, have it tested, not once, not twice, not with one lab, not with 2 labs, test it as many labs as you like. Then you be the judge of it.
George, you can put some water in here.
You want to wash it first? So, yeah, there's more coffee, so we'll wash
Hold
it.
on, I'll rinse it.
You're going to have an accent soon.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And this here, like again, I live in Washington Township, that's their water. I can't drink it. It have bitter taste, it have little, I just put 1 drop. And yes, sir, would you like to taste it?
Well,
Go ahead.
will it improve my brain?
I know somebody will. And you the only one could improve your brain by exercising.
I do that.
By exercising and do some work and read. Honest to God, that will improve, constantly will keep your brain sharp.
And I'm just the opposite. My last name is Daoud.
Anybody like to test this water? Would you like this?
I'd be happy to.
Sure.
Thank you.
How do we get the product if we want it? You don't sell it in stores, I'm sure.
No, we don't sell in the store. Just let Tony know, okay? And we will send you a sample first. If you like it, then we will tell you, you need to wash this. There's a,
That's coffee.
okay.
Rinse it out and then give you some more. It's like wine country, just drink it.
How about you think?
Tastes good. No taste.
That's from the garden hose?
That's from the garden hose. That's from the garden hose.
So when people go camping, they should take a bottle of that.
We have, in California, I would say within the next 4 to 5 weeks, in every hunting lodge, every sporting place, they will have this product. I franchise one company there. Basically, they're going to be moving and selling because this is great. You take this with you, put it in your pocket,
Right.
whatever. You run out of water, you grab any water, you just put one drop, shake it, walk half an hour later, and you drinking perfect water.
When I was in Vietnam, we had the tablets. We put the tablet in our canteen, then we can get water. Was that iodine, those
Iodine.
tablets?
But that's not 100% healthy. This is,
That was 53 years ago and you still got dysentery.
and that's old fashioned. They still use it, have a chlorine in it, have all kind of, this is what you need at that point. And that's more likely, I would say the military will be end up using some, but the more likely they will use a 3 ounce. Okay, but the 3 ounce will give you 900 gallon. Okay, how many gallon person could drink per day or whatever? So you're talking like one bottle of this will give you 300 gallon. That's if the water coming from treated water, what we call treated water, like City of Dayton water, Centerville water, whatever, that's a treated water. But from a pond, whatever, each bottle will give you 150 gallon. You put 2 drop instead of 1 drop. Yes, dear.
Have you had any problems with the bottled water companies wanting to put you out of business?
Well, the bottle companies, sooner or later, they will end up, because it saved them money. It saved them phenomenal amount of money on the chemical they use to purify it, take it through the filter, through the charcoal, they adding whatever to keep it. This will eliminate, you run through the filters, use this product, bottle, that's it.
So you think they'll use the product
I know
and
that,
try
I
to
know,
put you out of business?
no, we cannot be put out of business. Our product is healthy worldwide. We would put, they're afraid we are going to put them out of
Yeah, that's what I
business.
meant, yeah.
Okay,
Which would be a
and
good
we
thing.
don't want to
Would
put
be
them
a
out
good
of
thing.
business because we are looking for a bottling company to use our product to improve not only their financial, but also to improve the people who's drinking the water. It's a win-win situation. And one thing, what I created is every country or every state or county, we license anything we sell. Let's assume, take for instance California. They're going to be doing the Los Angeles area and San Diego, that region over there. Let's assume they do 20 million a year in sale. Let's assume our profit out of the 20 million, 5 million. We will take 25% of our profit, leave it in that area to help distribute free water to the needy family and children. every country we are licensed, we created what we call a foundation just for that specific country. 25% of our profit will stay in that country to help the needy family and to help them, whether with water, whether with health, whether with medication. That we keep it, and that's part of it's written in our license agreement. When we issue a license, if the licensee send us a check for 1 million, it means he have to keep X% of it, put it into the trust account, that foundation, into that country. And one of our employee will be on the board of the foundation, because we don't want the local politician to monitor how the money going to be spent, so they give it, this is his favorite charity, that's his favorite charity. No, we want to go for a specific reason, and that's to help the needy family. And that's basically our goal. By the time we finish, we have a foundation in every country we are licensed to do this with.